Have you ever looked at your bank account and wondered how people save $10,000? Maybe you work hard every month, you pay your bills, buy groceries, fill up your gas tank, and by the time the next paycheck arrives, there is almost nothing left. Then you go online and see people talking about investing, building wealth, and retiring early. Meanwhile, you are wondering how you are supposed to invest when saving even a few $1,000s feels impossible. If that sounds familiar, you are not alone. And here is the crazy part. The first $10,000 is usually harder to save than the next $10,000. In fact, it might be the most important financial milestone you will ever reach. My name is Zach, and I spend way too much time thinking about personal finance, investing, and wealth building. If you are someone who wants to save more money, build wealth, and stop feeling like you are falling behind financially, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Most people think wealth starts with investing. It does not. Wealth starts with saving. Investing simply accelerates the process. That is where most people get it wrong. Everyone wants to know which stock to buy. Almost nobody wants to build the foundation first. Here is what most people do not realize. A large number of people would struggle to handle even a small emergency expense without borrowing money. That means if you are working toward your first $10,000, you are already aiming for a milestone that many people never reach. A $10,000 savings cushion does not make you rich, but it gives you something even more important: breathing room. Think about it. One unexpected car repair, one medical bill, one emergency. For many people, that is enough to create a financial disaster. But when you have $10,000 saved, those problems become manageable instead of devastating. And this is where it gets really interesting. The biggest benefit is not the money itself. It is the reduced stress. Most bad financial decisions are not caused by a lack of intelligence. They are caused by pressure. Pressure makes people take on expensive debt. Pressure makes people panic. Pressure makes people focus on surviving today instead of planning for tomorrow. Money does not solve every problem, but having some money solves a lot of money problems. Now let us talk about the math. Imagine two people. One has no savings. The other has $10,000 saved. Both face a $2,000 emergency. The first person uses a credit card and starts paying interest. The second person pays cash and moves on. Same emergency, completely different outcome. This is one reason wealth grows faster than people expect, not only because investments compound, but because financially prepared people avoid costly mistakes. The more financial margin you have, the fewer financial penalties you pay. But the biggest change is psychological. Saving your first $10,000 changes your identity. You stop seeing yourself as someone who spends everything they earn. You start seeing yourself as a saver, a planner, a wealth builder, and identity drives behavior. When you believe you are building wealth, you start making decisions that support that belief. That is why this milestone matters so much. It proves that you can stay disciplined. It proves that you can delay gratification. And it proves that you can build wealth. Here is something surprising. The second $10,000 is usually easier. Why? Because momentum starts working in your favor. Once you save your first $10,000, you already have the habits. You already have the discipline. You already know the process works. Think about pushing a heavy car. The hardest part is getting it moving. Once it starts rolling, keeping it moving becomes much easier. The first $10,000 is that initial push, and here is the most important lesson. Saving your first $10,000 is not valuable because of the money. It is valuable because it proves you can eventually save $100,000. The money is not the milestone. The identity shift is. So if you're working toward your first $10,000, keep going. Track your spending, automate your savings, increase your income when possible, and stay patient. Building wealth slowly is not exciting, but it works. Your first $10,000 probably will not make you rich, but it might be the moment you stop being financially fragile, because after that, you are no longer hoping wealth happens to you. You are building it. If you enjoyed this video, hit the subscribe button, give it a thumbs up, and let me know in the comments how close you are to your first $10,000 saved. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.